Su Chen. Assigned to guard the sword tomb at the sword tomb. Is the sword tomb a place for people? 108,000 death swords. And cried out mournfully every day. The sword energy turned into a fiend. Very few sword-guarding disciples live long. Isn't he supposed to have a high-grade spiritual root? How could he be thrown into the sword tomb? Offend people. I heard it was a true transmission. Yu Tianyang personally commented in 8 words. A true disciple can send a top-grade spiritual root to death with just a word. A grain of sand slipped through the fingers of the true transmission. If it hits the laborer, it's like a mountain. Receive the card and immediately report to the sword tomb. The disciple took the order. What a pity. I doubt I will live much longer. I am pure and upright. She was Hao Yue. The two of us are a perfect match. You are not worthy of the frost on the moon. Go find him and take the initiative to break off the engagement. I permit you to enter Qingyang Peak. What if I don't retreat? Obstinate and unruly. There is no hierarchy in the eyes. I just came through. She didn't even know what Yu Liuoshuang looked like. All because of a marriage contract. He was sent to death by a single sentence from the true disciple. Good. Survive first. It really is a dangerous place. If you really can't stay any longer, so I looked for a chance to leave. Innovation. This is the sword tomb. He didn't hurt me. They are turning into my magic. Others come here to celebrate their own lives. I came here to extend my life. The spirit sword's edge was impossible to look at. If you don't want to die, it's better to be honest. Disciple Su Chen, the new sword-guarding disciple, came to report. A top-grade spiritual root. A top-grade spiritual root. Being an outer disciple is more than enough. He doesn't know how to do menial work. He certainly shouldn't have been sent to the sword tomb. Kid, you've offended someone, haven't you? At last. I don't care who you offend. Entered the sword tomb. People outside won't dare touch you casually. But does sword tomb want your life? I can't stop him either. The sword tomb holds 108,000 swords, divided into 9 layers. Below are 3 layers of ordinary swords. The middle 3-tier magic sword. Ascend to the 3rd level of spirit sword. Humph, you have a good memory. The sword-guarding disciples, besides guarding the sword tomb, received disciples who chose swords. The most important thing is to cleanse the sword. Washing the sword, He wiped the sword with talisman cloth to suppress the baleful energy on it. Cultivation is not enough. If light, it harms the meridians and shortens life. At worst, it can lead to extreme deviation. He died suddenly on the spot. The average lifespan of sword-guarding disciples throughout history is less than 30 years. In recent years, we've sent a variety of off-topic melons. It was gone in just a few months. You've just entered the first level of chi refining. First, wash down 3 layers of the ordinary sword. How much each day? Do what you can. As for the benefits of promotion to the outer or inner sect after 3 years, wait until you live until then. 10 spirit stones offered monthly. 1 year is equivalent to the outer gate. After 3 years, he entered the inner gate. It was as if Yu Tianyang had thrown me into a deadly situation with a single sentence. But he didn't know that this place could just let me live. Now that you're here, then it starts with you. Escort. This is not the sword tomb. Simple. Simply. Directly to the gate of life. Practice for me. I seem to have broken through. You can also cultivate by washing your sword. And assassinated Qin. They threw me into the dead. But I don't realize that every sword here can make me stronger. A single fish dragon sword allowed me to enter the second level of chi refining. He had his own 108,000 swords. Go on. It was Yu Yefeng's moon-white sword energy. Very cold moon. How did she end up fighting her way to Qingyang Peak? Frost flows. Why do you need to go to war so much? Come on. Release the arrow. So many swords. Can't hide. He rushed over. Stop him, stop him, stop him. Even a mere assassin dares to break into our ranks. The enemy general seized the battle banner. The 7 stars are located at the foot point, traveling month by month. Such exquisite movement. The 7 stars chase the moon. A top-grade body technique of the yellow rank. Not bad. He excelled in body movement, using the 7 stars to pursue the moon close to himself. Then he used the piercing chainsword technique to strike. Within 10 steps. It is impossible to prevent it. Only 4 ordinary swords. My sword energy is already so thick. Again. The sword fiend absorbed too much. Although the innate sword body can refine sword fiends, but my cultivation is too low right now. The body has its limits. More than enough is too much. That's it for today. Qin Jinhui. Su Chen didn't expect that, did he? We met again so soon. See clearly what this is. Senior brother Chun is now an outer disciple. So what if some people have high-grade spiritual roots? Wasn't he still sent to guard the sword tomb at the sword tomb? To put Shoujin bluntly, isn't it just waiting to die? Su Chen had just entered the trial at the beginning. Aren't you supposed to be so righteous? Don't you like to report me? You broke the rules of the trial. I'm just telling the truth. Not beat around the bush. Then take a look. Who now stands in the position of an outer disciple? It's me. And you. Sword tomb guards sword miscellaneous duties. This is fate. Senior brother Chun had someone backing him. Su Chen was backed only by Sword Sha. Maybe in a few months, we can come and collect his body. Sword tomb is a crucial area. Do not trespass. If you wish to choose a sword, showing the waist token. If you don't choose your sword, please leave. This is the first warning. Did you hear the warning? He was warning me. He really saw himself as a sword-guarding laborer, daring to warn the outer sect disciples. Su Chen, do you still not understand the situation? You are a sword-guarding laborer. Do you understand hierarchy? If you wish to choose a sword, showing the waist token. If you don't choose your sword, please leave. This is the second warning. Su Chen, do you have a brain disease? You've already been exiled to the sword tomb, and you still dare put on such a foul air in front of me. Now kneel down and kowtow to me. Maybe I'll consider letting you return to the sword tomb in the future. Die a little more comfortably. The third time. What? 3 warnings have passed. You dare to kill me. Without cause, he trespassed into the Tomb of Swords. The first warning is that you won't listen. The second warning is to laugh at you. The third time. I follow the rules of the sect. The outer disciples were intimidated by his finger. That moment just now. Couldn't even see the shadow clearly. You should be glad I don't have a sword in my hand. How dare you come to the sword tomb to act recklessly again? I'm not a small punishment for big sincerity. Get lost. This kid is a bit interesting. The sword-guarding disciple had been weak for so long. No one even remembers the sect rules. If the opportunity hasn't come yet, be honest. The little girl from Yujue Peak also came. Greetings, senior sister Yu. You recognize me. Never seen it, but tens of thousands of disciples from Mount Shu. Only you can make the sword tomb bear a cold moon. Slippery. It's always better than not understanding romance. I have no connection with you, Tianyang. You are being blamed for your engagement. I was in seclusion and did not investigate this matter. This matter. I have already gone to Qingyang Peak to talk, so that sword was for me. The sword tomb was filled with overwhelming murderous energy. Not suitable for ordinary disciples. Follow me now. I will find another place to cultivate for you. Thank you, senior sister. But I don't go. You will die. I know. But I can't hide behind you forever. I want to stand out on my own. The dignity of men. The same can be said. Jade Dew Elixir firmly strengthens the foundation and nurtures the origin. Protect your meridians. I wrote down this favor. Every month I have someone deliver it. If you can't hold on, go to Yujue Peak. Su Chen. Don't hold on. I will live longer than they think. "30 of them happen to be in January. Jade Dew pills really are a treasure. I accept this kindness. But I still walk the path myself. White bones and old tree hairs drift in the air. Hanging on it was a human skin grandma. Who is inside? White fox old tree's hair fluttered. Hanging on it was a human skin of the old lady. These swords fear him. So it was the new big brother. Wrong. This is not a child. Big brother, come in and play with me. It is not necessary. Don't go. Big brother. I'll still look for you. Fortunately, there was a restriction. You can't enter at night. Last night, I saw a young girl deep in the sword cave. She led me there. She let you in. She even asked me to play with her. You're right not to go in. What the hell is that? Some swords in the sword tomb carry too much evil energy. During the day, it was relatively well behaved. It will be visible at night. There used to be a sword-guarding disciple who would enter at night out of curiosity. The next day, only the waste token remained. I understand the rule that smart people shouldn't risk their lives to test the sword tomb. I cherish my life. If you encounter the soul of the demon sword, you can still retreat. This kid isn't stupid. The swords below haven't been finished washing up yet. The 3 above are not behaving either. A sword keeper with a miserable fate. Sword name. Returning Wind Sword Master. Lu San. Willow Leaf Sword Chi. Killing the enemy at 100 paces. Next. This can also enter the sword tomb of Mount Shu. Gu Chongqing. I can't even afford a sword. Why be a swordsman? Forever keep in mind. There must be an echo. There are no famous teachers. No sword. He risked his life to forge a sword. From today, your name is Jian Buping. The sword is not valued for those who dare to uncover injustice. Decade. He wasn't choosing a sword. It is about nurturing the sword. Even a broken piece of iron dares to block me. And the matter of injustice should be settled. This is not a sword move. It's 10 years of anger. 10 years of blood. 10 years of unwillingness. Hidden all within a single sword. And cultivated swordsmanship. A lower-grade heavenly rank heart method. Senior Gu Chongqing. What you leave behind is not a sword, but a path. Hold. You shouldn't be gathering dust here. Sword-guarding disciples can choose and exchange swords. From today. It really sounded extraordinary. You're way better than those previous useless fools. Sound transmission can be done during the day. Don't run, I'm not eating people. In broad daylight. I can't even show myself. That broken iron bar of true heartlessness isn't for you. He is the sword god. The accessories are good. But the one who was strong was Gu Chongqing. Even if he was holding a branch, he also became a god. Why do you think that broken iron bar had to come after you? What the hell is he? This newcomer is quite interesting. Sword fiend is also a burden. One must not indulge in pleasure. The old sword of the sword god. It shouldn't always be covered in dust. Haha, truly extraordinary. You're way better than those previous useless fools. Sound transmission can be made even in broad daylight. I'm so great that I can't even show my face. Hey, why are you ignoring me? Truly heartless. That broken iron bar isn't for you. He is the sword god. The sword is impressive. But the one who was strong was Gu Chongqing. Even if he was holding a branch, can also become a god. Besides, Gu Chongqing isn't dead yet. You know a lot. That's right. Sword Mound. In my eyes, 108,000 swords are all scrap metal. Big brother, you're exceptionally talented. How could an ordinary sword be worthy of you? Come find me deep in the sword tomb. I am the one destined for you. Maybe you're right, but I don't believe it. It's okay, you stay at the sword tomb. What we have is time. Su Chen got out. You are brother Su Chen. It's him. He almost crippled me last time. Useless stuff. Shut up, who doesn't know the outer gate? I am the fierce bear Chen Jinxiong. You hit my brother. How to calculate this account? A useless person exiled to the sword tomb. He really thought of himself as a sword guardian. Brother Bear said one thing. Today he had to kneel and apologize. Chun Jinhui trespassed into the sword tomb. I punished him by the sect rules. He had already shown mercy. Are you planning to cause trouble at the sword tomb now? Shut up. Who said I was here to make trouble? I should be able to choose the sword, right? Bro, we're not here to shut up. Choosing sword allows you to show your identity and waist badge to verify your qualification. Ha ha ha, qualified. I'm here today to get my qualification. The gate rules of Mount Shu. Disciples who accumulate merit can enter the sword tomb to choose their sword. Besides that, there is one more. Challenged and defeated the sword guarding disciple. You can also get the chance to choose a sword. Oh, there's even such a rule. Then wouldn't we all be able to try? Su Chen wants to see what kind of rules you have to use to pressure people this time. It turned out that this was the idea. Why didn't the sword-guarding disciple dare to take it? I dare not step aside. Don't take up the sword tomb spot. If the sword-guarding disciple is a soft tooth, from now on will come every day. And by resisting battle, one can avoid battle for a while. Retreat and yield will bring endless troubles afterward. Someone was teaching him the rules behind his back. Then I'll see who ends up with this rule. Su Chen still retreated. If you want to challenge yourself, you can. Bro, he took over and crippled him. First, pay 10 low-grade spirit stones. What do you still have to pay? Otherwise, everyone will come. Will the sword tomb be repaired or not? 10 spirit stones. You wrote the rules for the robbery. Aren't you supposed to know the sect rules best? 1 month's salary. Now you can get started. Challenge showdowns. Life and death are determined by fate. I humbly seek my own blessings. Don't let him run. Brother Xiong beat him to death. Rufu, are you just dodging? Breathing out magical power, strong physical body, slow turning. Let's see where else you can hide. He had no way out. Bro, I'll ruin him. A flaw emerged. Sword draw slash. Challenge failure. If that sword had been half off the mark. Brother Xiong is doomed. Who else wants to fight? I think I should be able to bring enough spirit stones. Su Chen, you're not the one offending me. You and Yu Liushuang are engaged. Someone was deliberately spreading the rumor. From now on, your troubles will not be few. Sure enough, they weren't the Chen brothers. If it's troublesome, so be it. The soldiers are about to stop it. 败而不杀. This kid doesn't seem like a short-lived guy. When he first arrived, he was only at the first level of chi refining. It took just a few days to reach this point. There should be someone truly capable of guarding the sword in the sword tomb now. Gu Chongqing was raising a sword. I was actually raising myself. Sword cultivation techniques match my constitution. It is not about cultivating an external sword. It was about nurturing an innate sword fetus. Fast is also really expensive. Tiger bone pills cost 1 spirit stone each. Xianhuang pill, 1 spirit stone, 3 pieces. 30 Xianhuang pills. The 10 spirit stones he had just received were gone. The family's situation was already poor. Send me into the mountains of Shu. He had already done his utmost. Go to Mount Shu and cultivate diligently. Auntie, wait until I succeed in my cultivation. I'll definitely come back to see you. You can't ask your family for resources. You have to earn it yourself. Here it comes. Su Chen has returned. Su Chen, we're here to choose a sword. I heard you dared to take on the challenge. Could it be that you're scared now? All choose their sword to challenge them. Opposite lines. Pay first and get in line. I admit defeat. The next one is already the 4th. Didn't he just arrive at the sword tomb? How can you fight like this? Who else wants to challenge the chosen sword? The outer disciple Zheng Yong came to choose a sword. Please teach me. Ghost Hand Zheng Yong ranked 48th in the outer gate last year. This time, Su Chen probably won't be able to hold on. Humph, even this bit of sword energy wants to stop me. Your movement technique. His skills were inferior to others. I admit defeat. Even Ghost Hand was defeated. That's already 50 spirit stones. Go on. What's the use of being powerful? The sword's murderous energy damages the foundation. The longer he held on, the faster he died. Maybe Yu Liushuang is just relying on pills to hold on. What do they think? Once they get the spirit stones, is actually overdrawing your life. Su Chen's strength had improved so much. Back then, he was exiled to the sword tomb. He was supposed to make him lose his sword and get out of Mount Shu. And what happened? Not only did he not cripple, and it even managed to hold its ground. It must be the moonlit frost. He had been to the sword tomb. Most likely he was granted a pill. Fairy Lung Yu once slashed her sword at Qingyang Peak. The attitude was very clear. If you want to move Su Chen, you can't look too bad. We are outsiders. Dealing with a sword-guarding disciple requires doing it himself. Don't worry, I've made all the arrangements. Who else wants to choose a sword? This year, Yang Wu is a newly recruited genius of the Yang family. Isn't he supposed to practice swordsmanship? Come to the sword tomb to choose a sword. The drunkard's intention is not to drink. His cultivation level was not low. The murderous intent is very heavy. Not here to choose a sword. You are Su Chen. How dare you talk back to a true disciple? I thought you had 3 heads and 6 arms. Turns out he's just an ordinary person. What I am has to do with you. If you want to demand the sword, pay up. If you don't reproach the sword, just get lost. He dared to speak to Yang Wu like that. It blocked everything. Yang Wu is not an ordinary challenger. He was repairing knives. 7-layer Qi training. This mana power is at least at the 7th level of Qi refining. So what if Su Chen was on a winning streak? Offending people who shouldn't have offended. I have to pay it back sooner or later. Long arms paired with long swords. The attack radius is 3 feet longer than mine. Then he wouldn't even be able to stand 3 feet apart. He excelled at the full-arm saber technique. Brother Yang, your nephew is really something. Xiao Wu had cultivated the white ape technique since childhood. Although the Tongbi knife has just entered the gate. His strength was enough to rank among the top 10 outer gates. He was sure he could deal with Su Chen. But this was a sword selection challenge. If it was crippled, it was precisely because Zhe Jian was challenging him. Talent conforms to the family rules. Cripple Su Chen. And was expelled from Mount Shu. His engagement with Fairy Cold Moon was naturally called off. This matter was accomplished. Young Master Yang Yunfei was delighted. Yu Tianyang will also remember your Yang family's merit. A sword-guarding disciple. Blocking the path of true transmission. You should know what your fate will be. What's going on? You. Offense and defense are different. Why is his sword aura like this? It must be the pill from Yu Liushuang. He is overdrawing his life. It's impossible that your cultivation is clearly inferior to mine. Before using a cripple, he first weighed his own worth. A protective magical artifact. The challenge also comes with protective magical tools. The Yang family was truly willing to let go. Even with magical tools, they can't save you a second time. Su Chen, you dare hurt me. You come to abolish me. I want to treat you to tea. Yang Wu was about to lose. Stop it. Choosing a sword to challenge the enemy. It was a competition of skills among fellow disciples. You actually resorted to such ruthless force. Such a cruel nature. He cripples me every move. You're pretending to be blind, he's about to lose. You just remember the door rules. The main duty is to say if you're guilty, then you're guilty. Your Yang family can't afford to lose. Then don't wear the guise of sect rules to get yourself killed. The steward personally stepped in. What kind of challenge is that? Su Chen knelt down and confessed. Kneel down and confess. You think you deserve to make me kneel. His nature was cruel, and you still dare to talk back to the steward. Not impossible. The seniors calmed their anger. Interference in choosing a sword for a duel. Bullying the sword-guarding disciple. Do you really think I'm dead? I dare not dare. The younger generation does not know the depth. Offend seniors. Please forgive me. Get lost. If you dare to go to the sword tomb and kill recklessly again, without mercy. The sword guardian is actually this strong. Even Foundation establishment stewards knelt down. Thank you, Elder Zhou, for your help. Once you enter the sword tomb, you become my sword-guarding disciple. I can't control what you do outside, but only here. No one can persecute you. The disciple understands. Today there have been several consecutive battles. The loss of magical power was considerable. Go back and rest first. Don't let the sword fiend backfire. Within the sword tomb lies old Zhou. Outside the sword tomb I can only rely on myself. The Yang family governs Tianyang. One day, I will settle this account myself. Became. Go. Come back. Breaking the formation flying sword. This technique was like the life-bound flying sword of a foundation establishment sword cultivator. Extremely fast. Able to break through magical barriers. Out of the blue, even foundation establishment has to suffer. But the consumption is too high. The sword terrace was not yet completed. But in a single day it was destroyed. I would be seriously injured too. This trump card must never be revealed to anyone. Useless stuff. A newly initiated sword-guarding disciple. You can't handle any of you. The young master calmed his anger. He originally wanted to let him fend for himself at Zhenju. Who would have thought that clever attempts would backfire? The moon flows and frost bestows elixirs upon him. Old Zhou protected him again. Su Chen was merely borrowing the sword's tomb to exert strong killing intent. What is lost is lifespan. Nothing. But the Lord is not worth mentioning. In just 10 days they defeated Yang Wu, forcing you to kneel beneath the sword tomb. Keeping such people around is a future threat. Does the young master really want to act personally? And bestowed elixirs upon Yang Wu. Let him recover from his injuries. If Su Chen dared to come out, notify me immediately. But you are the inner disciple. Trying to make a move on him feared being accused of bullying the weak. The lion fights the rabbit. Still did his utmost to accomplish this task. Brother Yuyang will see the Yang family's loyalty. The old servant understood. The nation and family have already been destroyed. All his comrades perished. Behind me is home. How can I retreat? There is only a desperate battle. The Overlord lays down his armor. Overlord Sky-Breaking Sword. A profound grade sword technique. 3 moves are ruthless, especially the last move. He could vaguely condense the sword's momentum. If he faces Yang Wu again, 1 sword is enough. Big Brother is really impressive. The Overlord sword is a rare tough opponent in the lower 3rd tier. You've already submitted. You know he has 100,000 swords in the sword court. I know better than you sword keepers. Then tell me, is he worth my washing? Toward the dragon. What you just saw was his final battle. But Big Brother, since you can cultivate with baleful energy, why bother washing these ordinary swords? Come to me. I am the fiercest sword here. My killing intent can make you soar to the sky. Soaring. Still swallowed me whole. The sword is strong, the man is weak. You want to get out? Then it's not my sword. If you're a sword enthusiast, I can cooperate. But don't treat me like a fool. Big Brother is really cunning. Each other. I can help you pick out a sword. Helping you improve quickly. But after you reach foundation establishment, come to me. Take me away from the sword tomb. If you truly want to help me, I'll do my best. Go forward, and in the 3rd row on the left there is a sword. The murderous aura was even fiercer than the Overlord. This sword. I'm afraid. Fear is the only way to live long. A sword without an owner. Big Brother is the real fierce sword. What kind of sword is this? a masterless sword of misfortune. The evil cultivator deserves to die. Hide and turn yourself into a sword to roll away. That thing just now wasn't Sword Fiend. Evil weapons forged by evil cultivators slaughtering civilians. It is also worthy of being called a sword. Wow, big brother. Isn't this just Enranwu? You found me a good sword. It almost killed me. Don't worry. I'm still counting on you to take me out. How can it harm you? You think I believe you? I just want to see if you qualify. The white bone sword radiated a murderous aura. Foundation establishment cultivators didn't dare touch it. But you can refine it. Big brother, your constitution is quite unique. It's none of your business. Don't go, you've passed the test. Now, I genuinely want to collaborate. The sword is chosen by everyone, and the sword is chosen by man. You haven't passed my test yet. Since there is no sincere cooperation, call it a day. It's empty again. Cultivating immortality really costs money. Without resources, it's impossible to move forward. He left the sword tomb. This time, the guest was still Shenhuang pill. A batch of Shenhuang pills. Also, how to sell the spirit liquid. The guest also practiced physical techniques. To practice swordsmanship, one must first train oneself. The herbal formula is gentle. Suitable for beginners. The beast blood was even more domineering. It works better and is more expensive. Blood essence. Herbal formulas. 10 sets of materials. A total of 40 low-grade spirit stones. The money you just earned is gone again. Even when he saw his intersect senior brother, he wouldn't pay his respects. It seems the rumors are true. There is no hierarchy in the eyes. Senior brother, you was quite accurate in evaluating you that day. The Sword Tomb Guardian Disciple stands independently in the outer sect system. According to the rules, I don't need to bow to you. Back then, I threw you into the Sword Tomb. It is to make you retreat in the face of difficulties. You really do treat the Sword Guarding Disciple as your status. So it turns out you sent me to the Sword Tomb. That's right, I arranged for Qin Jinxiong and Yang Wu too. Unfortunately, none of it worked. I have no personal grudge against you. I was too lazy to watch a small person like you. But you don't know how to recognize talent. Talking back to senior brother Yu. I need to prove to him that the Yang family is useful. Aren't you short of money? Leaving Mount Shu or actively dissolving the engagement? From now on, your cultivation resources will be covered by my Yang family. What are you laughing at? My engagement to Mount Shu is for cultivation. It's between me and him. Not here to buy dignity. You're nothing but Dong Huachin. It also deserves to be compared to the blazing sun and bright moon. I am firefly dust. But you're just a dog at Yu Tianyang's feet. And how nobler is he than me? Licentious. The markets were forbidden from military affairs. Inner disciples must also abide by sect rules. You are very kind. But here. Not the sword tomb. You think I'll let you leave alive? You think I'll let you leave alive? Three sword cultivators above level 7 of Qi refining struck deadly. Yang Yunfei was trying to use someone to kill him and saw injustice. The evil cultivator kills and steals treasure. The Yang family harbors filth and filth. That's all the inner disciples can do. Don't give him a chance to catch his breath. Most of my swordsmanship comes from the experiences of those who came before me. It lacks true life and death battles. The sword is meant to draw blood. Overlord Pajun. Sweeping through thousands of troops. That's your trump card. A profound grade sword technique. No wonder he could beat Yang Wu. But do you think I came here today just to watch the show? A bold madman actually dared to commit violence and kill people in the sect market, openly violating the rules of law enforcement. The disciple had already arrived. Don't be caught. These three are robbers. They want to kill me. I just protect myself. Nonsense. These three were clearly vendors hired by our shop. If you don't have money to buy things, you resort to murder and looting. The storage pouch still contains the tempering materials you just grabbed. He actually committed robbery and murder. In the end, he was framed and falsely accused. What a tightly linked deadly game. The law enforcement team will investigate the matter themselves. Put down your weapons immediately. Follow me back. Yang Yusen was the outer sect steward. The law enforcement team was all his people. Fell into his hands. Even if, in the end, he can prove his innocence. They would definitely be targeted by a schemer. If not dead, then abandoned. We must return to the sword tomb. Only old Zhou can protect me. They want to plant me in a trap. It also depends on whether you have the ability. It's not that easy to run. Manshan Palm. Overlord Pa Army Chang's air pierces the rainbow. More and more people gathered to watch. This matter cannot withstand thorough investigation. It must be decided quickly. How could this kid still hold on? He was enlightened. As long as he returned to the sword tomb, you lose. The Overlord Pakuan's final sword. The Overlord lays down his armor. 置之死地. Living towards death. This kid is crazy. Stop him quickly. Steward Yang was crippled. He was at Foundation establishment. What kind of monster is he? A chi refining cultivator had actually comprehended a sword form. Unrestrained Su Chen. You are so bold. And killed the steward of my Yang family. If I do not kill you in my palm today, how can I, Yang Yunfei, face the mountains of Shu? He could only use his trump cards. Yang Yunfei, although you don't have a name in the inner sect, but who is also a Foundation establishment disciple. It was the Jade Qin Fairy. Assassinate with a robbery cultivator. Then the law enforcement team framed him for such a despicable tactic. Dealing with a newly initiated sword-guarding disciple. Wouldn't he fear being ridiculed by the world if word got out? Or are you trying to please Yu Tianyang? He had already lost even his dignity. You. Yang Yunfei. You lost this game today. I know that as long as Yu Tianyang is still around, your Yang family won't stop fighting. Instead of being repeatedly trapped and set by you, why don't we settle this with us? Within 3 months, I will surely lay the foundation of the Tao. I'll wait for you on the heavenly execution platform then. He actually took the initiative to challenge Yang Yunfei, and set a date for 3 months. Su Chen, do you even know what you're saying? How long have you only started? Foundation establishment is definitely not as easy as you think. The heavenly execution platform is definitely not a place to joke about. Thank you, Senior Sister Qin, for just stepping in to save the day. But I can't just let this go. From start to finish, I was the one targeted. If it weren't for Senior Sister showing up today, I've been completely devoured. Now she can leave whenever she wants. Not even a single apology. So what am I? Isn't this just speaking out of anger? This is Foundation establishment. The heavenly punishment platform is divided into high and low levels. Deciding life and death is no trivial matter. Foundation establishment within 3 months. A sword guard and servant like you. Chi refining stage is courting death. I'll give you 3 months. So it won't be leaked. Others say I'm bullying the weak with the big. But I won't hold back on the heavenly punishment platform. If you end up defeating by then, and don't say I'm bullying you because your cultivation is low. Yang Yunfei, you're just a foundation establishment inner disciple. A chi refining sword guard disciple. How could he have the nerve to speak so righteously? You don't bully people. Who would take the initiative to approach you? Su Chen, I know you're upset. I'll help you out of this tone. You can't do it. Senior sister Yu values you very much. Before entering seclusion, he told me to take good care of you. If anything happens, how am I supposed to explain this to her? I know senior sister means well, but today's events. Yang Yunfei came here to kill me. Rather than being schemed against and targeted again and again, it's better to actively put the grudges out in the open. Give it to him in 3 months. You think clearly. Foundation establishment in March isn't something you can achieve just by relying on courage. I know it's hard. Precisely because it is difficult. That's why he would fight back. You're the only one, since you've already made up your mind. I won't try to persuade her further. Since you have accepted the challenge. That was not just casual talk. Su Chen and Yang Yunfei, if you two want to settle your grudges, it is proper to establish the blood sword contract according to sect rules. The evidence is provided by the Hall of Punishment and the Heavenly Punishment Platform. Once the blood sword contract is fulfilled, violators will be executed by the sect. Fine, I'll see what happens in 3 months. He could hold out a few moves on the Tianxing platform. Please use the name of the Shu Mountain sect, using Yujue Peak and Qingyang Peak to witness Su Chen and Yang Yunfei. Today, 3 months after the establishment of the calendar. The covenant of life and death. Three months later.
天行台上见。
Su Chen, you're too impulsive. Yang Yunfei comes from a prominent cultivation clan. Even if you really can establish your foundation within March, and there's no way he could beat him. I appreciate your kindness, senior sister. But this is not impulsive. There is only one. Yu Tianyang has too many fans. Today Yang Yunfei is here. There will be others tomorrow. If I don't take action against him, they would only be entangled by endless schemes, and injured many of his 10 fingers. It would be better to cut off one of his fingers. Punch it off, so as not to punch 100 punches. You can see it clearly. Senior sister is 3 months. 3 months is enough. Forget it, senior sister, you asked me to pass it on before she went into seclusion. She said it was for you from the start. I originally planned to wait until you hit a bottleneck in your cultivation before giving it to me, but you need to build your foundation in March. Now is the time. Please thank senior sister Yu for me, and thank you to senior sister Qin for helping today. You don't have to thank me. You should thank me 3 months later. We'll talk about coming down from the heavenly punishment platform alive. The gate of Yujue Peak won't block you, but you need to think it through yourself. Foundation construction in March. It's not just about courage and 1 or 2 bottles of pills. I know it's because it's difficult. That's why he would fight back. Three months for foundation establishment. And cultivated swordsmanship. The art of nurturing swords is not just about nurturing the sword embryo. And this physical body accelerates the body's spiritual essence. Add the jade dew pill. Now you can wash more than 10 swords per day. 3 months. Enough. On the 3-month heavenly execution platform, I'll show you what it means to overestimate yourself. That's him. In 3 months, she was going to be with Yang Yunsheng in Tianxingtai. Courting death and still not fast enough. 7-layer Qi training. 3 months for foundation establishment. Old Zhou, you sure are quite confident. The disciple was also forced into a resignation. Yang Yunfei couldn't let it go. I can't hide in the sword tomb forever, relying on your protection. Swordsmen must have a heart of courage and diligence. Better to bend than bend. It's good that you have this kind of spirit. 3 months is too short. Ever thought about, what if you can't do it? I'm old. No one knows how many more years he can stay here. So don't die so easily. Thank you, Mr. Zhou, for your concern. I will work hard. You can grasp the prototype of the sword style. This is rare. But relying solely on the form of the structure. 3 months is far from enough. Inside was a stone tablet. It bore the scar left by the sword master of those days. Within it lies a trace of the swordsman's lingering aura. You can observe while you are washing your sword. Whether you gain something depends on yourself. The old man actually came down specifically to give you some advice. Looks like they really care about you. Old Zhou had just left. You dare to show yourself. Not afraid of being discovered by him. If only I were at my peak. Will be afraid of him. The old man knows about my existence. He can't do anything about me. About that stone tablet. Just give him face. Do you know how many times old Zhou and the sword god have fought each other? Seemingly. This sword keeper is far stronger than I imagined. Wait a little longer. Wait until his cultivation improves further. It wouldn't be too late to comprehend the sword marks afterward. Outer disciple Lu Qiu came to select a sword. Lu Qiu ranked 10th in the outer sect trial competition. Can be poured into the sword tomb. And selected an ordinary sword. A limited time for a single incense burner. Choosing a sword cannot be forced. Do what you can. Wounded by the sword Sha. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Thank you, senior brother, for reminding me. This is sword combat. It doesn't seem like anything special either. Senior brother Tuoba possesses profound cultivation. His magical power was formidable and forceful. How could this sword battle possibly harm you? That's it. Senior brother is ranked first in the newcomer trial. A genius personally trained by the elders of the sword hall. A mere sword battle with murderous intent is nothing. Verified that you don't recognize me. I really have no eyesight to see. This was senior brother Tuoba Yan's first place in this rookie trial. The elder of Sword Hall personally gave the approval. Who doesn't know the genius disciple of Mount Shu? Senior brother, you dare to block me when you come to choose a sword. It doesn't matter who you are. The sword tomb has its own rules. Only after verifying identity, registering, and handing over spirit stones can one choose a sword. Otherwise, please leave you. So you are Su Chen. Who dares to talk back to the true disciple? I don't know if I am alive or dead. The sword-guarding disciple of Xingtai was to ascend to heaven with the inner disciples. No wonder he was injured by the killing aura at the sword tomb. Brain is broken. A dying man still putting on a show here. Get out of here. Su Chen hit my brother right in front of me. You're asking for trouble. Genko is a strategic location. Strictly forbid any loud noise. Minor punishments include revocation of the sword command. In severe cases they were executed on the spot. Alright, well, Su Chen. I remember you. Tuoba Yen ranked first in the newcomer trial. The sword selection fee is 3 spirit stones. Only 3 spirit stones. Just send Hanako. Newcomers ranked first. Senior brother, I've made my choice. You are practicing a water-based technique. This jade sword has a strong affinity with my cultivation technique. The surface of this sword is forged from water element Hanhai jade. But at the core there was a poison. I didn't notice that. Go for a change. The 3rd row on the left. Thank you, senior brother, for your guidance. May I ask, senior brother, what is special about this Luquan sword? Not famous. You're just right for this stage. Thank you, senior brother, for your guidance. I'll ask about these spirit stones if I have any questions about the sword in the future. Even a low-level mortal sword like Luquan has found its master. Poor me, this peerless divine weapon. Yet it must gather dust in this sword tomb. You always claim you're amazing. What is the name of the sword? And slaughtered the common people. Luo Zongxing. And slaughtered the common people. At least at the level of a spirit sword. It might even be a Dao-level demon sword. Getting involved now is just asking for death. The name is quite intimidating. Big brother came to the depths of the sword dynasty and found me. Recognize me as my master. This sword is fierce in temperament. Your cultivation is strong, but the way is wrong. The Chushan sword's killing intent was 10 times that of an ordinary sword. Washing it out can raise your cultivation to the next level. At that time, the sword scar would be 10 times stronger. I am confident I can now comprehend it. Such fierce, murderous energy. This burning mountain sword truly deserves its reputation as a magic sword. The killing intent is more than 10 times stronger than that of ordinary swords. A broken sword, ha! Of course, fire is essential for tempering. The blazing fire of the burning heaven sword chi. It will help me refine my innate sword body. At the 8th level of Qi refining, he was now facing Yang Yunfei. There is also the power of a battle. Chu Tian's sword energy had already entered the stage. Sword cultivation techniques also used this to temper his physique. But the cultivation consumption was too great. All the body-boosting spiritual liquid he had bought before was completely used up. The Shenhuang pill was almost depleted. Very precise. The time for the March Star Terrace duel was tight. Now that his cultivation is sufficient, it was time to go to the sword mark steel to study the sword form. This is what old Zhou referred to as the sword-scarred stone steel. 20 years ago, the sword marks left by the sword god and old Zhou. 20 years ago he struck down a sword. Even now, sword energy still remains. The sword techniques of these two had reached a certain level of skill creation. If these two were to be considered in terms of cultivation, it's nothing more than a nascent soul stage. But their skill in swordsmanship was extremely high. Few of them are rivals among those in the same realm. This kid is quite interesting. What old Zhou left behind back then. He actually managed to touch it. This is the pressure of a swordsman. My previous reckless dismount was just a way to borrow the momentum. The difference is 108,000 miles. This old thing. Three sword styles. Fierce and brave like a tyrant king. My vast ocean is turbulent. Sword gods Tianxing universe. Quan Lin came out of the tomb. This kid's talent is truly extraordinary. Failed with sword momentum. You must have enough accumulation. I'm still early. This kid hasn't even learned how to walk yet. He just wanted to run. But this also shows this. His insight and talent. It truly is extraordinary. A born sword cultivator. If cultivated well, his future achievements may even surpass those of me and Gu Chongqing. He may become my successor. Your little moves in Sword Dynasty. I can turn a blind eye. But this child may become my successor. If you dare to have any ill intentions, even if it meant losing some cultivation, I will also send you into the sword furnace. I won't harm him. He just wanted to get out. If he really had the ability, I truly acknowledge him as the master. Your killing intent is too strong. He couldn't control it. I don't want to see another traitor from Mount Shu appear. The swordmaster's intentions are not upright. What does it matter to me? I am just a sword. The wicked men wielded swords. Naturally, tea poisons all living beings. The virtuous hold the sword. He can also save the world and save people. How can one make a quick choice? It's up to him, not yours. You can be considered a renowned sword cultivator. Do I really want to be an stubborn old man? Sword momentum is only the basics. I must nurture my own sword momentum. It's not difficult. Talking about war on paper is ultimately shallow. Sword momentum must be honed in real combat. Beasts ran rampant inside the demon-locking tower. Dangerous. It is the perfect place to nurture sword momentum. I've wanted to go to the demon-locking tower for a long time. Then I have to remind you that you won't go. The demon-locking tower isn't just about beasts. The time for the March execution platform duel was tight. You must go to the demon-locking tower. Lock the demon tower. Maybe there's something there that can help me break free. Big brother, no need for guess. That old man's sword style might not suit you. Why don't you come find me? My sword body also contains sword forms. Very domineering. The sword form of slaughtering all living beings is right. Very domineering. Heaven and earth are destroyed. Killing demons, immortals, and all living beings. That's it. Then let's start by practicing the Overlord sword style. Relying solely on sword moves to perform the Overlord sword style was ultimately too shallow. You must cultivate the true aura of a true Overlord. Brave and fearless. Forming a strong formation to charge the army. Go ahead. How should one nurture it? Of course, it's real combat. This kind of aura can't be grasped just by sitting behind closed doors. Or go to the battlefield. Or hunt demonic beasts. Doesn't your Su Chen have a demon-locking tower? Inside, monsters ran rampant. It is the perfect place to nurture swordsmen. This is a solution. Previously, he fought the 3 Black Wind heroes at the market. I really did suffer from a lack of practical experience. Don't think so badly. I was still counting on you to take me out. How could it harm you? Isn't killing monsters also killing living beings? Although the Overlord swordsman cultivates bravery. But in the relentless killing, will gradually be tainted with a large amount of killing intent. From now on, let him control all living beings. It will be much easier. Elder Zhou, the younger generation. I would like to ask you about cultivation at the demon-locking tower. Indeed, a large number of demons were suppressed inside the demon-locking tower. Except for the fierce great demons. There are also specially opened small secret realms. Inside, there were only some weaker demon beasts, used by disciples for hunting, trained to slay demons. Can 10 years of cultivation be used to nurture swordsmen in the field? There shouldn't be any major danger. You can do it separately. You can also collect beast materials to supplement your cultivation. You can enter the demon lock tower to kill demons. But don't forget to wash your sword every day. How to arrange your time? Go ahead and handle it yourself. Jian Buping is ultimately ordinary. I'm not a sword god. Can't exert its power. If they really want to fight, got a handy weapon. It's you. The material of the magic sword was far beyond that of ordinary swords. When combined with Brahma sword chi, its power is enhanced. Time has passed today. The sword tomb is not open to the public. He had to choose a sword and come back tomorrow. Brother, turn around and see who I am. You are Su Long. Good job, Brother Chen. How long has he been away from home? Even his own cousin didn't recognize him anymore. Just kidding you. Come in quickly, no need for that. The sword tomb was filled with overwhelming murderous energy. I was already standing outside, feeling a bit overwhelmed. Bro, why do you live in a place like this? This is a long story. He walked to the next room and said, "What did my brother and aunt say in the letter?" She said that the family business had some problems recently. Couldn't get a letter. It has now been resolved. Let me not worry. Focus on cultivating well on Mount Shu. Auntie also said your spiritual root has mutated. That's it. The ranking is a bit lower. Anyway, I'm now learning alchemy in the pill hall. Once I've finished refining the pill, then you won't have to worry about cultivation resources. Bro, do you really want to go with that inner disciple? Don't worry, I'm measured. Practice combat and cultivate the sword's momentum. Hunt demons to exchange for resources. March countdown. Not a single day can be wasted. The sword tomb is filled with a heavy aura of murder. Your cultivation is weak. Go back first. When I get back from the demon locking tower, I'll bring you some beast materials. I'll bring it to you after I finish refining the pill. This girl still doesn't know how cruel the cultivation world can be. Mount Shu is not a place of peace and distractions. I need to hurry up and improve my skills. Resolve those troubles as soon as possible. Otherwise, Su Long might get dragged into it by me too. Sword-guarding disciple Su Chen was allowed to enter the first level of the Demon Locking Tower's secret realm. Su Chen actually took the Burning Mountain Sword. Isn't it Tuoba Yen? First place in the newcomer trial. Last time, he went to the sword tomb to forcibly seize the Burning Mountain Sword, but ended up wounded by a sword. He lay down for several days. This is interesting. Su Chen obtained the Chushan sword. This sword is what I have my eye on. The goal is to win. You, a sword-guarding disciple, aren't worthy of using it. I don't deserve you. I forget who once failed to choose the sword and was wounded by it. I was careless last time. It consumed most of his baleful energy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten it so easily. You're the only one who still consumes the killing intent within your sword. The Burning Mountain Sword should belong to the strong. Since you also want to enter the Demon Lock Tower to hunt demons, let's make a bet. Let's see who can kill more demon beasts. If I win, then give me the Burning Mountain Sword. What if you lose? How could I lose? Since it's a bet, there must be a bet. No, if you lose 100 spirit stones. 100 spirit stones is a big bet. Tuoba Yen is the newcomer number 1. What is he afraid of? After entering the secret realm, random teleportation. Everything you gain belongs to yourself, a fellow disciple, and must not destroy one another. God helps me. This is the beast lair. So many beasts crowded together. One sword hit and it was all points. Watch as Tuoba Tao's points skyrocketed. He killed countless demon beasts in one go. Is this still human? The number 1 place truly lives up to its reputation. Su Chen had just entered the tower. The points gap is huge. This gamble was simply overwhelming. All are weak and small. If this continues, cleaning up all day won't earn enough points. At this moment, Tuoba Yen, he was probably still somewhere densely packed with demon beasts. Harvest easily. You can't compete with him in luck. You have to find prey that is more worth the points. A level 3 demon beast suits my taste. Look, Tuoba Yan's points are almost reaching 300. It had only been a little over a month. How many demon beasts has he killed? Senior brother Hanfeng, the 7th in the outer sect. Normally, entering the tower has never been this fast. Forget about killing demons. I think he can hold out inside for an hour. If Wulang escaped, he was lucky enough. I'm sure I'll win the Chushan sword. I'll just sit here and watch how he loses. Tuoba Yen had probably already accumulated hundreds or even thousands of points. It doesn't matter. I entered the demon locking tower not just for a gamble. In actual combat, the Overlord sword momentum is nurtured. He gathered inner core materials to practice with Su Long. That's the business. The 3rd grade poison spirit leopard's inner core is worth at least 20 low-grade spirit stones. He could refine 3 batches of surpassing pills to practice with Su Long. Points won't be low either. I'm sure I'll win the Burning Mountain Sword.